Good evening. We are here for the regular meeting of the Natrona County Board of County Commissioners, Tuesday, February 6th, 2024. Meeting's called to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Farrell,
Present.
Commissioner Laird,
Present.
Commissioner Milne,
Present.
Commissioner North,
Present.
Chairman
Here.
Nicolason.
Let's stand for
Oh, he had to be different, didn't he?
the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, Rocky.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Milne.
before we get too far into it, I'd like to make a motion on the main agenda to remove 5A from the agenda,
Okay.
or 6A, sorry. Yep. Romans, what they know?
6A. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner North?
I would also like to move that we remove item K off the consent agenda.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion is made by Commissioner North, seconded by Commissioner Friel. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you, gentlemen. So, we are blessed in this county with great employees, and it was a privilege for me to see how many long-term employees we've had. So we are going to go through the service awards, and if there are any individuals present that or community action, were you wanting to do the presentation on that? Great. You want to do that right off the top before I run through the rest of them? Come on up, Kelly. Thank you.
Kelly Wessels, Executive Director of Community Action Partnership and Healthcare for the Homeless. I just want to introduce to you Heidi Donaldson. Heidi Donaldson is an amazing patient navigator and case manager at Healthcare for the Homeless. She has served us well in many departments and is oftentimes very much a go-to person to bridge care for people in our community, not just for their health care, but for their sustainability and independent living. So 5 years in, I am very excited to say thank you and appreciate her recognition.
Great. Well, Heidi, thank you very much for your service to the county and to the members of the public. We sure appreciate you. We have this certificate.
Okay. Yay! Awesome. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Appreciate your recognition.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there any other department heads that wish to make a presentation? Otherwise, I will be happy to run through the names. So for other 5-year employees, from the library, we have Lorraine Heinzen, and I apologize for mispronouncing any names. I might do that on a few of these, so apologies. From the Natrona County Clerk's Office, Sheila Armijo. From the Coroner's Office, Taylor Jesse. From the Maintenance Department, Carissa Nicholson. From Road and Bridge, Dennis Good and Eric Peterson. From the Sheriff's Department, Benjamin Brubaker, Thomas Loggery, Tyler Ludwig, Matthew White, Michael Cavalier, Cody Box and Nicholas Line. From the Treasurer's Office, Ann Haynes and Amanda Maker. From the Assessor's Office, Renee Berry. From Community Action, we just met Heidi Donaldson. From the Natrona County International Airport, Cooper Ballhorn and Jim Mevison. And also from the Sheriff's Office, Daniel Beal. 10-year employees from the library, Jerry Adams. From the Clerk's Office, Samantha Saavedra. From the Building Department, Frank Kading. From Road and Bridge, Joseph Golkowski. From the Sheriff's Department, Daleen Asmus, Adam Deal, Adrian Amador, Aaron Hard, Brendan Letow, Dustin Williams, James Claypool. From IT Department, Jason Widdus. From the Treasurer's Office, Shirley Unger. And from the Natrona County International Airport, Jake Havlicek. 15-year employees from the library, Angel Capone Evans and Serena Agard. From the Clerk's Office, somebody named Michelle Maines. Hi, Michelle. From the District Court, Brandy Porter. From Road and Bridge, Christina Collingwood. From the Parks Department, Marvin Fitzpatrick. From the Sheriff's Department, Mark Bear, Brett T-Best, and Richard Reeves. 20-year employees from the library, Kate Much. From the Clerk's Office, Chris Lindsay. District Court, Connie Rollins. Road and Bridge, Mike Hagler. Hi, Mike. From IT and the Sheriff's Office, Gordon Schuler. From the Sheriff's Department, Athena Brown, David Crow, Shelley Smith, and also from the IT Department, Nancy Moody. 25-year employees from Child Support Enforcement, Mary Ellen Villegas. From Parks, Robert Gillingham. From the Sheriff's Department, Chad Frimmel. And a 35-year employee from the Sheriff's Office, John Winky. At this time, we'd like to stand and thank you all for your service to the county. So the next item of business is approval of the consent agenda, which has been modified to remove item K, 3K. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that.
It's been moved by Commissioner Friel, seconded by Commissioner North. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The contracts, agreements, and resolutions remaining on the agenda, there is a commissioning agent request for proposal. I may have a motion on that.
So moved.
And the motion is to approve.
To approve the commissioning agent RFP.
It's been moved by Commissioner Friel. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Milne. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. We have next an authorization for MOA to proceed with design work. Is there a motion?
I'd move to approve authorization for MOA, proceed with the design work.
It's been moved by Commissioner Milne to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Laird. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Okay, that motion passes. Both of those motions pass. Thank you. Now we're into the public comment period. And is there any public comment tonight?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I come before you today to discuss this contractor licensing exemption form. Oh, excuse me, Jason Gutierrez, 9350 Lochner Road, Natrona County.
Thank you, Jason. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I come before you to speak about this contractor licensing exemption. I had a disagreement with the building official over the validity of a document I submitted. You all were emailed on that. After further reflection, I've come to the conclusion that it's an unnecessary burden we've put on our Natrona County residents to require them to fill out this form. It's not supported by our current regulations. Our current regulations are Natrona County Contractor Licensing Rules and Regulations, Section 5, Paragraph 2 states, "A person who constructs, alters, or repairs his own residence for his personal use and not for resale without the aid of a building contractor may secure a permit without the necessity of being registered." Nowhere in these regulations does it require that you fill out this affidavit. Having further conversation with the building official, he reported that the rules were in flux, so to speak, and to look at the city of Casper's rules. So when I go to the city of Casper's licensing A, subparagraph 2, it states, "A person who constructs or alters or repairs his own residence for his own personal use and not for resale without the aid of a building contractor may secure a permit without the necessity of being registered." Sounds pretty familiar. So one, I don't believe it's supported by our regulations to require a Natrona County property owner to fill out this affidavit. It circumvents the whole process of having online permitting because it requires a property owner to, one, either come to the office, or two, go to a notary and have this signed in order to have it submitted. If these conditions are important to the department, that can be all in the online process. There's boxes that you check, and no more than 2 times was I asked during that permit process, is this my own residence? Is this not a commercial property? So that can all be addressed during the application process and save the Natrona County property owner from this extra step of coming down or having this filled out. It just really feels like we're putting an extra burden on Natrona County property owners in order to be able to do work on their own property to come down and get a permit. It's difficult enough to get property owners to willingly come down and get permits at times. And so to add this extra hurdle is just an unnecessary step that really doesn't need to exist. So those are my comments on that. And if anyone has any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
Commissioner Friel.
Mr. Chairman, I actually don't have a question. I think it's more towards the legal or even towards the building official himself, but I'm just kind of curious as to when that form was put in and what the reason behind it was.
Mr. Chair, Commissioner, I can't say specifically when that form was put in. I know it's been used for many years at this point and was something that was in place prior to our current building official, but I can't get that answer for you.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Commissioner Milne.
Jason, was it in place when you were in the department head?
No, it was not.
Okay.
Simply at that point, when you signed the permit, there was a box you checked. And even when we launched the online program, there was a box you checked. We didn't force somebody to come down and sign a document in front of a notary or, go to this extent.
Up until you brought this to our attention, I wasn't unaware of that that document myself, so thank you.
Jason, I did wonder how long this has been in use. I did wonder if it had been in use when you were with this department. So I appreciate the questions. I appreciate your response. The only other question I had was whether you'd be okay with a certification under penalty of perjury kind of additional question that could be incorporated into the online permit application. It's kind of one step beyond this is my own home, but it's one step below going out and getting a notary or coming down to the office. Because I'm a notary and I know that sometimes we're still looking for notaries and it's tough to locate them sometimes. So what are your thoughts on some sort of
You know, I would,
certification?
it'd be interesting to have a good conversation with legal, the building department have with legal about what bases they feel like this certification is covering. But to answer your question directly, yes, I would be fine with clicking that box on the online. That was the whole point, to try to streamline this process so that we weren't shuffling paper and we didn't have folks standing in line at the counter.
You know, I appreciate the efforts of any agency of government trying to streamline things to make it easier on the public instead of just unnecessary hoops. At the same time, I think this is one area where people can play games, and then it creates a hazard or a safety issue for either their family or the next occupant of the residence or the structure or whatever. So I do think we need to have people think about it. And I know when I sign something or click a box and it says certified penalty of perjury kind of thing, I read that and I know what that means. And if I click it, then I do so kind of at my peril. I just think that, you know, if we're going to look at making modifications to this, then we need to be thoughtful about it. So maybe we do have conversations with legal and our department head to see if that's an appropriate way to go. Anything else? Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Any other public comment? No other public comment. So let's go to commissioner comments. Commissioner Friel.
I don't have anything tonight. I already said it this afternoon, so thank you.
Commissioner North.
The only thing that I was going to bring up is that it is that time of year where the Republican caucus is this Thursday night, so it's starting.
Commissioner Milne.
Nothing here.
Commissioner Laird.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have nothing further.
I don't have anything further, and so with that, we will adjourn into executive session if we have a motion to do so.
I'll make a motion to adjourn into an executive session.
For what general purpose? Property.
Make a motion to adjourn an executive session for the purpose of property.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, we are in executive session. Thank you.
Come on, man. You have a whole year.
Michelle, do you have Shelley's 20-year certificate?
That's the sheriff has to come in and do.
Is that December next year or this year? December this year? Oh, it's in April? Okay.
I got a phone call today that all of kids and they just didn't get it.
No, you're not. Yeah.
Yep, he'll be able to be there in April. Whenever he does it.
Here, I'll text him because he told me to look up.
I put my order in,
Yeah.
Oh, he was watching.
Yeah.
put my Walmart order in the wrong store. Oh. Got to go to CY instead of. Oh, well, right? Yeah, and it actually, I think, well, I haven't been there, this summer was the last time I was there. Has it changed?
Probably not. The parking's still over there on the left-hand side when you come in.
Okay.
All right, we are back after our executive session, and would anyone like to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Friel, seconded by Commissioner Laird to adjourn our meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?